Hello. Today I'm going to paint this rock, and while painting it, I will tell you why I never want automatic litter boxes. That's right, I'm choosing to have a whole bunch of regular litter boxes instead of trying a litter robot or other brand of automatic litter box. So, first reason is I fear that they will malfunction. So there was a video recently, not the litter robot brand, but of knockoff brands that are designed differently, and the way they close or rotate, they can actually injure, or actually they've killed a few cats, and I just don't even want to think about that. I'll put a link in the description to that person's video who exposed the knockoff brands and the problems with them, and there's like hundreds of different models. This is kind of overwhelming, and sadly some cats did die, so you might need a box of tissues if you watch that video. And other reasons, so I think about poop issues. Like if you have an automatic litter box, how would you know if a cat is having diarrhea? And also on the other side, how would you know if your cat has become constipated and is not pooping? So the benefit of, whoops, it's got paint on my hands. Litter boxes, the regular kind, is you can monitor what's going on. So I think about that, especially since my cat Charlotte has an issue where she needs Miralax every day, and that's not always exact science. So when we're scooping the litter box, it's pretty easy to tell if we gave her a little too much, or if maybe she is starting to have trouble and needs extra. And then I think about cleaning the automatic litter box. Like if for like a litter robot, like how do you clean those? And is it a huge hassle? Is it a bigger hassle than just cleaning a regular litter box? Like, do you have to take the thing apart? Like, how does that really work? So that's something that I don't really want to have to figure out. And another reason is the noise that they make. Maybe they're not super loud, but I don't really like loud noises. And if I'm sleeping, do I want to hear the litter box rotating after a cat goes? Probably not. My house is kind of small, so it might be hard to put it somewhere where I would not hear it, depending on how loud it is. And it's also one more thing that can break. Like, maybe they last a long time, maybe they don't. I don't know. I haven't read a lot of reviews about them because I don't want one. That's something that I think about. And cats usually don't like loud noises either. So, I mean, some cats like it. I know people who have a litter robot and all their cats use it just fine, and they're not complaining about any of the issues that I'm mentioning, but I still don't want one. And then I think about the cats that like to dig a lot in the litter, like before they do their business. Some cats don't dig as much, but we have a cat that likes to dig, and I would think about, is that going to take that away from the cat that likes to dig? Because my understanding is in the litter robots, you don't put that much litter in the thing where they go. Maybe that would cause problems for the cat, or just, I guess it would just be different and they'd probably adjust. But then if they're digging, because I like to dig deep, are they going to be scratching on the metal of the cylinder thing? I don't know. It just feels like something my cats probably wouldn't like. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't dig, but if they do dig and scratch to the bottom, I don't want to hear their claws on metal, because I'm assuming that the boxes are made out, the automatic ones are made out of metal of some kind. And then what if a cat does have diarrhea in the box? When it rotates to empty it, does it just smear, make a big poop smear, or what? Like, how does that work? Like, that's a question that I've never really seen answered. Not that I've looked that hard, because I really don't want one of these things. Another thing that can happen is, like, it could cause more ambush issues with the litter box, like with the cat that's waiting to go, or a cat ambushing a cat that's going to come out. But that can happen with regular litter boxes too. But we have like 10 regular litter boxes, so it just seems less likely to happen. This seems like too much hassle, and I mean, they're supposed to use less litter and make your life more convenient, but you still have to empty the tray or the bag that collects the poop. And do you have to have in the clumps, and do you have to have a special kind of poop collector bag or what? I don't this I mean, I've actually turned down reviewing knockoff brands. I've gotten 2 emails of people who wanted me to review their automatic litter box, not from litter box brand, but like knockoff brands. And I've actually declined both of them, even though, I mean, that would be an expensive thing to get for free, but I just feel like I would say negative things about it, and they probably don't want someone reviewing it that's just going to say that they don't like automatic litter boxes. What else do I have on my list right here? I think I covered all my main points. With the not being able to dig, can't monitor their business, their clumps, or their poop very well, making it harder to know if someone's having a problem. Some cats like to dig deep, and if they do dig deep in one of those, does it go metal, claws on metal? I don't want to hear that. The risk of malfunction, even if it's low, it's just not worth it to me. And if you do get one, make sure you get one that's not on the kill list. And again, I'll have a link to that person's video that explains the features to look out for and the knockoff brands that are more problematic. And then the noise of the thing. And also, where would I put it? When you have a smaller house, things like that are harder to think about. So if I had a big giant house where I could put it somewhere where I wouldn't hear it, there's absolutely no risk, maybe I would try one, but I really don't think I'd be comfortable with the risk no matter what. I'm just not going to get one. Another thing is, I wrote down here, is about underweight cats. Like, cats have to be a certain weight to trigger it. And now we have a cat, Elwood, and he has kidney disease, and he's lost a bunch of weight. At his last vet checkup, he was only 6.5 pounds. And I think he's kind of stabilized, but what if he keeps losing weight? And if we had an automatic litter box and he goes in it and it doesn't trigger the cleaning cycle, so that did make it really gross for the next cat. It sounds like it could be really gross. And then our cat Taco, it's kind of our litter box supervisor. And sometimes, like, he will start covering another cat's waste before they're out of the litter box. It's kind of nuts, but that's what he does. How would that work with the automatic litter box if there was 2 cats in it at once? These are things that I think about. Like, they seem great, but I can also see that there's like a lot of drawbacks to them. So I'm trying to make an evergreen tree here, but I don't know how successful I'm being. So these rocks, after they're painted, I like to hide them in the park near me when I go for a walk in the woods. It's kind of a community thing here where people hide rocks. This is not looking like a tree at all. The thing with painting is, if you don't like it, you can just paint over it or change it into a mountain instead. I might have to paint over this. We'll see. So it doesn't look like a tree or a mountain. So I'm going to put more blue over it and start over, kind of. And that's okay. It's okay to start over if things don't work out and try something different. And if you've got an automatic litter box and hate it, it's fine. You can just not use it anymore. So I went on a hike recently where I walked 20 miles or hiked 20 miles. The event is called a Mammoth March, and you're supposed to complete it in about 8 hours, but I had some trouble and my feet got wet and stuff like that, and my pace just was kind of slower anyway. So it took me closer to 9 hours, but I was so happy to finish it. So I thought maybe I'd put some trees on this to represent walking in the woods. And on the back of each rock, I put my website, thejoyofcats.com, in case anyone who finds it wants to look it up. So I need to put a post on my blog about these rocks in case someone actually does find a rock and decide to look up my website. I'm giving this away, so sometimes I feel like I spend too much time on a rock that I'm just going to give away. So if you have experience with automatic litter boxes, please feel free to write a comment. You can even tell me how wrong I am. That's okay too. Just be nice about it. But I really, really don't want to try one with my cats. And I've already went through the reasons twice because it's taken me longer than expected to paint this rock. So this pumpkin cat shirt is one that I designed. It's on Redbubble. And I was a little disappointed how it looked on purple. I thought the yellows and the oranges would be brighter. I probably should have ordered it on a different background, but purple's my favorite. I just like painting, and it's been a while since I made one of these videos. I thought, well, this is a good time to talk about litter boxes. And if you do have regular litter boxes still, good for you, because it's probably better for you and your cat anyway. I'm not saying they're not a hassle to scoop, but it also only takes a few minutes each day just to stay on top of it, especially if you have fewer litter boxes. Like if you only have 1 or 2 cats and only have like 1 to 4 litter boxes, like how long is it really taking you to scoop those? And the automatic litter boxes still have to be cleaned. So like when I want someone who finds this rock to be like, oh, that's an awesome rock, I'm so glad I found it. And when people find the rocks, I think they either keep them for themselves, or sometimes they just take a picture of it and post it online, or they might take it to a different park and hide it there. And after this is dry, I'll put a coating on it to help to keep the paint on a little bit better. Like if someone has it outside, I mean, it would be outside in the woods. Another thing is, right now we have 6 inside cats. So if we wanted to switch over, we'd probably have to have 2 or 3 of these automatic litter boxes to avoid having no regular litter boxes. And then if a cat wouldn't switch, then we're still stuck with regular litter boxes anyway. So it's like, we have to have regular litter boxes anyway. Might as well just have them all be that way. And you should clean your regular litter boxes, which is usually just like a plastic tray, occasionally anyway, because the plastic can start to hold odor or whatever. Okay. So now I'm just going to add a little black cat to this. I feel like I might make it too big, but with art, it's okay if it's not proportional. I think someone will just be happy that they found a rock with a cat on it. This cat is quite large now. This takes one swipe. I'll try to undo some of that. Well, thank you so much for watching my video. And I might have to take a picture to show you this up close. So here is the rock. And that's how it looks. And while I'm holding this, I try to paint the whole rock. I can see some areas here just to make it a little nicer. Make sure it's all coated. I'll just paint this. Because really, I probably should have two cameras. One where you can see me talk, and another where you can see me painting. If you've been wondering, my YouTube channel doesn't really make very much money. Maybe occasionally from affiliate sale. But the ads you see on my site, I don't have enough watch hours. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day. And share your comments about automatic litter boxes in the comments.